This is the MFP report for December the 22nd, 2012. In this thing, I will be speaking on three different things. First off, there will be this the fiscal clip, or the so-called fiscal clip. Okay, I think it's a little ado about nothing, but if you really do believe in this thing, I think what it is if you look at um, if you've ever watched the old Looney Tunes cartoon with the Roadrunner and the old coyote, at some point during any of those cartoons, there's going to be a cliff scene where either cliff scene or they're running along a winding mountain pass, and it's a curvy thing, and it's going up or down or whatever, and at some point there's a turn that is made on that mountain pass where the there's a puff of smoke, and the roadrunner makes a turn, but the coyote can't, and he goes over the edge of the pass. Or he just they're running up, and there's a cliff, and they both go over the cliff, but the roadrunner continues on to the other side, whereas ultimately he falls down into the ravine. The coyote falls down into the ravine. Now, the coyote doesn't fall until he figures out that there's nothing there, by reaching down with his foot and kind of feeling around, or by flat out looking down. If he looks down, he's going to fall. If he acknowledges that there's not, but if he acknowledges that there's nothing there, he falls. This is where I think we are with this fiscal cliff. I think we're off the cliff already. We just haven't acknowledged that there's nothing there for us to touch, to be able to say that we're still on solid ground. And so once we acknowledge that there's nothing left there for us to touch, we're going to fall. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's in the office. We're going to fall big, and we're going to fall hard. And now there's a third option for the coyote, and there's sometimes every once in a while, if you watch the cartoons, he will continue to the other side, and he will continue to the other side and end up making it to the cliff edge and getting on the cliff edge. There are times when he does that he's painted that the cliff edge will crack and fall in anyway, but he makes it. Now, do we have the ability to do that within the next couple of weeks, or does either side want this to happen? I'm not sure either side wants it to happen. If they really wanted it to happen, then it probably would have happened already. Now, uh, Obama, if you look at it positively, Obama, uh, Obama has to deal with not only negotiating with uh, the 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 Republicans, but he also has to deal with the idiot, which is Harry Reid. And the idiot, which is Harry Reid, will not let anything, no matter how beneficial or detrimental it is to the Democratic Party, will not let anything onto the floor of the Senate, no matter what it is that the Republicans pass out of the House. He will not let it on the floor of the Senate. What needs to happen with this idiot is that let's you know let's just say Obama is telling the truth about wanting to be more centrist. He works out a deal with with Boehner and the Republicans, he needs to send somebody, one of his Chicago thuggery thugs, uh, to Harry Reid and kneecap Harry Reid. Harry Reid thinks he's above the health and stability of this country. He's not. He's a hack. I mean, it's. I understand that it's hard to get a sitting uh, leadership leader out of office, but really and truly, Harry Reid should not be the Democratic leader. It should be somebody that is more amenable to working with the House of Representatives on things. I mean, I mean, I don't even believe that Harry Reid would even consider uh, letting the Bowles-Simpson suggestions on the floor of the Senate. I mean, eh, this is the president's own. Uh, this is the president's own committee that he put together, Blue Ribbon Committee, that came up with these suggestions. And I don't think that assuming that the president would sign this, I don't know if Harry Reid would let it on the floor. And that's the fiscal cliff. Now, other things happening this weekend are New Orleans Saints going to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Dallas Cowboys may be on a roll, and they may have the better defense as of right now. But we did shut out a pretty good young quarterback and young team in Tampa Bay. Now, will our defense step up again? Just look, Tony Romo's a solid quarterback, but he's not the upper echelon quarterbacks. He's a top 10 to 12 guy. He's not a top 5 guy. We know who the top 5 guys: Manning, Breeze, Rivers, and Roethlisberger. Those are your top 5 guys. Um, and so those are your top 5 guys that you have to climb over. And then there are there's uh, and guy with the Raiders is a pretty good quarterback, and there are others that are good quarterbacks that, if they are allowed to develop, are going to be better than Romo. Romo's up and down at times. He's been up recently, but he could very easily have a 2 to 3 turnover day tomorrow, and that's not going to be good for the Cowboys. It's all up to the Saints and getting pressure on this guy and First off, the Saints have to keep him pocket management. He's good. He's good at uh, pocket management, running. He's somewhat good like Breeze is with pocket management, and so now Breeze is a tad bit better because if our offensive line does enough, then he can move around in the pocket, and they're not going to get around him. They're not going to get to him. They may get pressure on him, but they're not going to get around Drew Brees. So I think the Saints might very well possibly win this game, but we shall see. Now, other things that are happening this weekend, in terms of, this is the Christmas holidays, and that's nothing really on TV because it's reruns. That's everything, all the rest of the fall season starts in the middle of January. So these reruns will be rerunning for the next probably 3 weeks, maybe. This week, next week, and the week after that. So there's really nothing on the television to speak of. Of course, it's bowl season. It's bowl season, and our very own LSU Tigers are in the Peach Bowl, and I have a feeling they're gonna win this even without our two punter and our cornerback. We're gonna win this and win this in a very big way, and therefore he's going to add one more win to his bowl record. That is our boy, the coach here. He will add one more win to his bowl record. And this has been the MFP report, video report for December the 22nd, 2012.